Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel, I hope you're all doing well. We watch immediately the lineup of Tuttosport from this morning with Di Gregorio into the goal, Cambiaso, Kalulu, Bremer and Cabal in defense, in front of the defense Douglas Luiz and Thuram, Nico Gonzalez, Koopmeiners and Yildiz or Consensao on the left side with on top Dusan Vlahovic with the red dots, the player that already signed for Juventus Football Club, with the yellow dots, actually the player that could potentially arrive. This is the team that Cristiano Giuntoli has in mind after a few refusals from other one, after some deal collapsed. But this is, at today, the lineup that Cristiano Giuntoli wants to offer for Thiago Motta. If he succeeds in all these signing and completing that, give me a rating from 0 to 10 about the Mercato of Juventus in entry. Don't think about exit, just entry. Of course, these players are not there at Juventus Football Club at the moment. Like we see, Tuttosport is saying Kalulu is there, Cope nearly, and then two wingers. What are the percentages according to Tuttosport? 95%, extremely high for Kalulu, 75% for Koopmeiners, 60% for Consensao, 50% only for Nico Gonzalez, extremely low. The title of today's video is All and Nothing, because I can guarantee you that since yesterday night, a lot happened. Entry, exit, Mercato of Juve, but honestly, at the moment, nothing happened, because we know it until we don't see the players with the shirt, with the signature black on white on paper. Well, we can say that, hey, we saw it with Todibo. Nothing really happened. It is what it is. Ragazzi, we'll speak about that. We have a lot of news. I will not go in detail for everyone and everything, but we have so many things to share. So maximum of like if you didn't yet, please continue to subscribe to the channel. Yesterday, we reached 32,600 Juventini of the world here on this channel, which I'm immensely grateful for, but the job is not over. So I'm counting on you with the usual one. Comment, your opinion, the likes, and the subscription if you didn't yet, and if you trust the channel, because now we start. I wanted to start with Szczesny. That's, according to me, the first thing that we need to start with. For what reason? Because Szczesny, apparently, if we are listening to the rumors, will be his last day as a Bianconero. Someone that said publicly a few months ago that if he was not in the plans of Juve, after everything that Juve gave to him, he would not do difficult. At a certain moment, there were some doubts of Juventini that said, yeah, okay, not doing difficult, but you're still there, impacting the books. So what is happening? What is the update? Well, according to all the journalists yesterday, they found a kind of agreement with the lawyers, with the agents of Szczesny, with Szczesny, of course, himself, that is the one that decides to have an exit bonus with Juventus Football Club. There's been about 4 or 5 million euro, so that he keeps his promise to not be there at Juventus Center, and being a free agent, he can potentially stop his career, he can potentially find another team how he wants and when he wants, if he wants. But it's a player that I really wanted to say thank you for. Not only because it's a man of word, but it's a person that I met twice, one time online, backstage, live and post live, but also in real life. We also met in La Continasa in the Creators Lab, where we compared hands, and I have to say he didn't have that huge big hands. I was really impressed by that, but it's a player that is a fantastic person, super intelligent, super smart. You see that he's an educated person with a really beautiful sense of humor. Not only beautiful words for the man, and I have to say also for the goalkeeper, because I challenge you to come after Gianluigi Buffon and doing what he did. It's really tough. I can guarantee you that not a lot of people would have taken that substitution, that legacy of Gianluigi Buffon as Szczesny did. So congratulations for what he did at Juve. He won Scudetti, he won Supercoppa, he won Coppa Italia. So congratulations to him. Really happy, and I wish him, of course, the very, very best. For me, he will be in the story of Juve forever. One that could potentially come back. Well, today is celebrating his birthday. Happy birthday, Giorgio Chiellini, 40 years old today for him. Like also his twin brother that is working at Juve. Well, Giorgio Chiellini could start celebrating his birthday at Juventus Football Club, because the rumors are saying that in September he would take a role as a manager. So I wish him the best as well. And now we go to the actuality, because when I tell you all and nothing, a lot happened around Daniele Rogani. Contract extension, then not in the team anymore, not taking part of the friendlies. A lot of offers from Bologna, from Fiorentina, from Ajax, from Al Ain. That's the last one that even found an agreement with Juventus for 3 million euro that Juventus would cash in for Daniele Rugani. 4 million per season for 3 years for Daniele, that he refused yesterday. For what reason? Private reason, because his family is not intention to travel with him. He already had a journey that was out of Italy in Rennes that lasted only six months before he came back to play with Cagliari, if I'm not wrong. Daniele said no, because if the family is not joining, he's not going, which I personally totally understand. So let's see, all and nothing. A lot happened, nothing happened at the moment. That Daniele will find a solution, I'm sure about it, but at the moment, no. When we say all and nothing, well, some things happen, because Sekulov, officially presented by Sampdoria, it's a permanent deal, loan with option to buy for 2 million euro. Thank you for what he did last year, coming back from the loan of Cremonese and helping Next Gen to do a beautiful avoiding of relegation zone, because we were really in difficulty, and also reaching playoffs, and actually beautiful doing in playoff. That was really also thanks to Sekulov. Now he is gone to Sampdoria, to the beautiful city of Genoa in Italy. And speaking about Genoa, there is another player from the Next Gen that could potentially go there. It is Muharemovic Tariq, that also was the captain at a certain moment of the Next Gen, could go there because they asked officially the player, and on top of that, Juventus opened discussion to have a swap with also a young player born in 2004, Christos Papadopoulos, that will reinforce actually the offensive midfield from the Next Gen. I always pay attention when these defenders are going to Genoa, because I remember really well that the Winter Dragosin, they went for peanuts and then they were sold for incredible money. Not the Winter, but I'm sure that when he will leave, they will cash in more than the 8 million that they pay to us. So will Muharemovic be the next one that we will say, why? It could be high potential, but it is what it is. Now, speaking and still staying in Genoa, attention, because the domino effect that I'm speaking about since a few days is about to start. Why? Because we see that yesterday we had the big words from Genoa side that said, we don't sell Gudmundsson without having a sub. Harsh words, huh? Harsh word that comes on the 13th of August. Today we are the 14th, where you say, domino will never start, because if they don't have the sub, it means that Nico Gonzalez will not leave Fiorentina because they can't go for Gudmundsson, which means that he will never arrive to Juve. Disaster, really disaster. But luckily this morning we feel that something is happening with Gianluca Di Marzio, that is saying pay attention, because for the post Gudmundsson, Genoa, they already made the offers for and Fabio Silva, primarily, or in UK, and Matkovic, two players that they both want to sign. That will be the post Gudmundsson, and if this happens, of course, they will need some money. They will also sell Gudmundsson to Fiorentina. Fiorentina, by consequence, Juventus, Nico Gonzalez. So these 50%, I think we can increase them a bit, but as I told you, all and nothing. A lot is happening, but at the moment, as long as I don't see the player, I don't believe anymore. You don't get me, You don't get me twice. What about the other domino effect that we are all waiting for? Teun Koopmeiners. Well, Teun Koopmeiners will not participate tonight in the Supercoppa Europea Atalanta against Real Madrid. He will watch it on television, we know it. At the moment, he's not training. Gasperini, that every single day is releasing interviews, he's speaking about first is the player, then it's the club, then it's Juventus. He blames every single person, so we don't know. The only thing that we know is that closer and closer we are towards Atalanta accepting, but also there they need the replacement. That is O'Reilly, where at the moment the offer that they give to Celtic is not enough for the Scottish club to accept. So we need to wait there. And again, as I told you, as long as it doesn't happen, but 50 plus 5 would be what Atalanta said. We are okay with that only if O'Reilly or who else for him will arrive to Juventus Football Club. What about Kalulu? 95%. I already made 2 long videos about him, so I don't want to go again into detail why X, Y, Z. But 95% yesterday, he traveled with the team to the Silvio Berlusconi trophy, the last friendly that Juventus in the past was participating in. Now it was Monza. It's not there organized anymore with Milan or from Milan, but from Monza. But yesterday he traveled with the team, but he was not playing. He was not even on the bench. The last details about Kalulu is that everything was found between the clubs. Now it's just the player that already agreed, but needs to give the 100% conviction and saying, yes, it's okay, it's done, and maybe even traveling today to Torino, from Milano to Torino. And then we finish with one of the last names. It is Consensao. Before speaking about Consensao, you will tell me, Beppe, but where is Galeno? I always told you, Juventus, they have the possibility to do some signings, and we did. The other signing is Koopmeiners. All the rest will be on loan, with a few different formulas. Loan with obligation or loan with option. For that loan with obligation, we have only one slot. Kalulu will not come in obligation, so that loan with obligation will be the one for Nico Gonzalez. When we are talking with Porto for Galeno, they are okay to let the player go. The player is okay to come to Juve, but only with a loan with an obligation, which Juventus can't afford, because the obligation will go towards Nico Gonzalez. So who is the player that Juventus really want to go for with a more flexible Porto? It is Consensao, another son of a legend. We know it, Federico Chiesa, Timo Weah, Kefren Thuram, well, maybe a fourth one, even if Chiesa. We don't know if he will stay or not. We don't think that he will stay. So they are a bit more open. But what happened in the meanwhile? The three papers, Abola is speaking about it. Ojogo is speaking about it. And Record, the three official big papers of Portugal, they are saying exactly the same. There was a first offer from Juventus, 3 to 5 million euro for the loan. Immediately, you pay that loan. It's a loan that will maybe even increase with 5 more million. And at the end, it's a 20 million euro option to buy, which, if everything is okay, you go towards the 30 million that we were reporting a few days ago. But Porto refused that first offer, confirmed also by Romeo Agresti. Or they want a bit more, or they want that obligation, or because it's an option, then you need to increase to give them more certainties, maybe paying more from these 5 million, maybe, I don't know, 10 million, but reducing then what remains. I don't know, but at the moment, that's where we are. So 60% is something true. And then we finish with Juve Como. I told you that today we would start speaking about it. Today they will resume training in La Continassa. I don't think that we will see some revolution on the field from what we saw in the preseason. The big doubt there is who will start in defense. Will it be Cambiaso on the right with Cabal on the left, or will it be Cambiaso on the left with Danilo on the right? I believe that we start with Cambiaso left, Danilo right to start the season with. The other one, they are the men that we think and that we know. Gatti, Bremer in the defense, Di Gregorio into the goal, Douglas Luiz, Locatelli and Kefren Thuram in the middle, with Weah on the right and Yildiz on the left. On top, Dusan Vlahovic. I think that there are not a lot of choices. Even if today Kalulu would arrive, even if today Nico Gonzalez, Koopmeiners or Consensao would arrive, I think that these players, if they arrive today, they could potentially max be on the bench but not starting the game. Who will not start the game, and that's a certainty, will be Varane. Varane, that in that friendly after 20 minutes that he played, had that small knee problem. He will be out for 1 month, so it doesn't start really well after the elimination in Coppa Italia. After playing their big image signing, icon signing, Varane, well, they need to say goodbye to him. So hopefully their bad moment continues at least until the 19th of August, so that Juventus will win the 3 first points of the season. And then, if they want to have a lot of success, they can, but not on the 19th. It is what it is, guys. I support Juve. It is what it is. I think that was it for the news of today. I thought that the video would be much longer. It is not. So, thank you. Grazie. Maximum like. Don't forget to subscribe. Grazie, forza. Juve.